morning, viewers of Nagaland TV. I'm Rinki Gogoi and welcome to another episode of Good Morning Nagaland. Let's begin our day with a Bible passage.
Love should be shown without pretending. Hate evil and hold on to what is good. Romans 12:9.
There was a wonderful Bible passage, and now let's move on to the next section of our segment of our episode, that is a positive thought for the day.
Someone is sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago. Warren Buffett.
After that positivity, now let's see the top headlines for the day. A medical student from Karnataka was killed in intense shelling in Kharkiv. Foreign Secretary Harshvardhan Shringla conveyed to envoys of Russia and Ukraine for safe passage of all Indians. Nagaland Chief Secretary J. Alam extends all existing COVID-19 containment measures in state till March 15. All relaxations and SOPs are set to remain in place. Assam government extends AFSPA in entire state for 6 more months with effect from February. Ramping up government's efforts to evacuate Indian nationals stranded in Ukraine, and Indian Air Force C-17 transport aircraft left for Romania in the early hours on Wednesday morning. Canada and its allies preparing additional sanctions against Russia over ongoing special operations in Ukraine that will be announced in the coming days, Deputy Prime Minister and Finance Minister Chrystia Freeland said. Well, we have seen the top headlines for the day. Now we have print preview, so let us review some local dailies of Nagaland. Today we will be viewing the Morang Express, the power of truth. First, let me read out the top headlines from this paper. The first headline says, students from Karnataka killed in Kharkiv. India calls in Russia and Ukrainian envoys. The next headline says, Kohima HC bench State's Department of Law and Justice advertisement. The next headline would be NNPGs on 16-point agreement. CFD and NPCC opposes lifting of NLTV Act. Nagaland government extends COVID-19 containment measures till March 15. Nagaland multi-pronged efforts needed to end tuberculosis by 2025. The last headline, AFSPA extended in Assam for 6 more months. Let us see the news under the first headline. Student from Karnataka killed in Kharkiv. India calls in Russian and Ukraine envoys. Let's go to the news together. In the first Indian casualty in the war in Ukraine, a medical student from Karnataka's Havert district was killed in intense shelling in the eastern Ukrainian city of Kharkiv on Tuesday. Following the incident, India asked the envoys of both Russia and Ukraine to ensure urgent safe passage to Indian nationals who are still in Kharkiv and in other cities in conflict zones. The victim was identified as Navin Shekarappa Gyangodar, a native of Chalageri in the Haveri district of Karnataka, who was studying at the medical college in Ukraine. According to Karnataka State Disaster Management Authority Commissioner Manoj Rajan, with profound sorrow we confirm that an Indian student lost his life in shelling in Kharkiv this morning. External Affairs Ministry spokesperson Arindam Bagchi said on Twitter at 2:58 p.m. The news says, yet a news de mohan janiye se joakali Russia pra Ukraine ke invade koreala samete Russia Ukraine laga war chuli thakia samete ek jun India laga student ek jun Karnataka pra se tai laga mot hoise koikena jani ase tai to Ukraine de jaikena puri thakise kushe aru etu Indian student to Karnataka la Haveri district pra ase kushe tai to eto tai laga naam to etu student la naam to ase Naveen Shekarappa Gyanogodar ase kushe aru tai to Chalagiri district Chalagiri jaga ekta Haveri district of Karnataka laga medical student ase kushe Ukraine te mukhan jani ase mala Indian students kan bishi medical study koribole kane jai thake bishi most of the students of India ta kan Ukraine te bhal bra medical studies koribole kane further studies pursue korole kane jai thake aru itu samete Indian student who is from Karnataka Haveri district tai Naveen ase kushe aru tai Naveen to tade medical student thakse aru tai inika Russia aru Ukraine laga wars chuli sakya samete inika chamela chuli thakya samete tai laga mot hoise koikena jani pai ase aru yate koise all Indians have left Ukraine capital Kyiv foreign secretary wakushe aru India laga foreign secretary pra tate Ukraine de thakya laga pra aru bi janaise kushe ki all Indians who have been in Ukraine jun khan eto war Russia aru Ukraine la chamela chuli thakya tamte tate Ukraine te phasi thakya Indians khan leave Kyiv kushe Kyiv ta pra olaishe koikena tai pra janaishe. Let's move on to the next news. Kohima HC Bench stays Department of Law and Justice advertisement. The Guwahati High Court Kohima Bench has recently stayed an advertisement issued by the Department of Law and Justice, Government of Nagaland on January 25, 2022 for recruitment to various jobs via its departmental recruitment board. Such advertisement is prima facie violative of the Nagaland District Court Employees Rule 2017, which has already been made effective December 15, 2017, and moreover, most improper and contemptuous. A single judge bench comprising of Justice Songput-chung Serto observed in its order on February 21. The court is currently hearing a contempt petition filed by the Old Nagaland Judicial Ministerial Staffs against the L&G Department for non-enforcement of an order passed by the High Court on August. Following a writ petition by the NNIMS, the court had then directed that the service rule of 2017 be enforced without further delay. After withdrawal of the notification of the state government issued on June 19, 2020. Yet a news stage said that eto ekta advertisement law and justice laga advertisement ekta Kohima High Court bench pra department pra edo advertisement to rakishe koi kana janai ase aru etu advertisement tai khan ekta stay order dikena ase issue kori kana ase kushe etu do ekta bench a single judge laga bench ekta single bench of judge comprising of Justice Songpuk-chung Sertopra etu order to February 21 te dishe kushe aru etu order to Nagaland government January 25, 2022 laga recruitment to various jobs via departmental recruitment board. Ito job to ito advertisement to ki ito advertisement to ki ase kula to Nagaland government jobs khan laga ito January 25, 2022 de issue kurishe aru ito advertisement various jobs Nagaland laga Pradesh laga alag jobs khan te kinika manu khan ke recruit koribole ase employers khan ke recruit koribole ase ito khan ke employees khan ke recruit koribole laga job laga advertisement ekta thakise aru ito ke stay order dishe aru ito stay order to February 21 te a bench of Justice comprising of Justice Songpuk-chung Sertopra Janaishe. Let's move on to the next news. NNPGs on 16-point agreement. The Working Committee, Naga National Political Groups, on Tuesday stated that the blame game on who the real architect of the 16-point agreement of 1960 and the Shillong Accord of 1975 is must end. In order to do so, the career and activities of late Ralengao Kating Tangkul, also called Major Bob Kating, MCMBE 1912 to 1990, cannot escape the scrutiny of history, the WC NNPGs said in a press release issued through its media cell. Citing deliberations with Naga national political leaders of the past, retired Indian bureaucrats and Indian military figures, and archives of office memos in Nagaland, Manipur and Arunachal Pradesh, the WC NNPGs claimed that he was instrumental in the demarcation of Nagaland state boundary. The government of India utilized his experience as a soldier and assistant political officer in NEFA area and also as Indian IFA as officer in the Naga Hills and enlisted him to verify the topography around the Naga homeland, if said. While the political narratives have changed today, history clearly says he was a primary member in the committee who finalized the draft of 16-point agreement. In short, Bob Kating Tangkul played a key role in dividing Naga ancestral land into Nagaland, Manipur, Assam, Arunachal Pradesh, and Burma, it added. Yet a news take NNPG's Kanpra, the Working Committee of Naga National Political Groups Kanpra, Elich Kurisheta Kanpra, accused Korea said that this person known as Bob Kating Tangkul, taike koese taika pra juntu 16-point agreement banate taila bishi dangor hat ase koikana yate taike accused Korea se aro tai kanpra NNPGs kanpra itu ko ase 16-point agreement to kunpra banaise kunpra likise ki karne likise itu khan blame game to khilibola chari dibi koese kunpra likhikena ke effect koise itu khan la opore deliberate na kuri kena itu la opore bishi focus na kuri kena itu la opore chinta na kuri kena moi khan itu Naga people can unite koribo lage ko kita yada jana se aro Naga political issues kan de samadhan anibo lage se koise aro yate ta kan pra NNPGs, the working committee of NNPGs kan pra koise this Bob Tangkul, he has ito 16-point agreement banate taila dangor hat ase aro ito 16-point agreement pra ito Naga laga area ito pura Assam, Manipur, Arunachal Pradesh, or Nagaland koikina takala border de demarcation itu separation kurado divided kurado itu 16-point agreement laga aro Shillong Accord laga 1975 laga bishi dangor hat ase koikina yate news te janai ase. Let's move on to the next news. CFD and NPCC oppose lifting of NLTV Act. As the state continues to debate on whether the Nagaland Liquor Total Prohibition Act 1989, which prohibits possession, sale, consumption and manufacture of liquor and import and export of it in Nagaland, more organizations have issued statements stating that the act should not be lifted. The statements come following the news reports that the state government could be exploring to move a proposal for partial lifting of the act during the forthcoming budget session of the State Assembly, which is scheduled for March 19 to 25. Implementation of NLTV Act in letter and spirit. Notably, the Christian Forum Dimapur has decided to firmly appeal to the government of Nagaland to implement the Nagaland Liquor Total Prohibition Act 1989 in letter and spirit. In a press release on Tuesday, the forum informed that a meeting for its advisors and office bearers was conducted on February 28, during which a number of issues were taken up. The churches in Nagaland are ready to come forward in support of the government in implementing the act. The release stated, adding that the forum has also decided to have a pastoral conference in the first week of May 2022. NPCC objects lifting of act. Meanwhile, opposing the lifting of Nagaland Liquor Total Prohibition Act 1989, the Nagaland Pradesh Congress Committee President Keteria on Tuesday said that the objective of the act was not only to cancel permits and transportation of liquor, but also to stop the madness of alcohol addicts, which which destroy personal health, future, family, children, society, and economy. In a press release, the party president agreed with the government of the day's view that the act had failed. However, he alleged the government had deliberately allowed mafias to supply alcohols all over the state. Terry claimed that the mafias have an established system of transportation in connivance with all gates, and said that for the liquor caught inside the state, if the government tracks back through the gates and all through those who are on duty and have facilitated its transport, will prove that they are in connivance. Ito news de moi kan mainly yate ito news de focus to NLTV Act la oporte kotha koi ase. Moi kan jani ase past days de recent days de moi jani she that the Nagaland government to state government, Pradesh government, into NLTV Act, that is Total Liquor, Nagaland Liquor Total Prohibition Act 1989 to ekta takan itu laupore kotha koribo koikena janai ase janishe mokan past days de jwa samete news kante bishi saise that Nagaland government is deliberating takan itu laupore kotha kori ase that NLTV Act to partially uthai dibo koikena takan itu laupore bhapna kori anishna chinta kori anishna aru laupore kotha koribole ase koikena one news jani takse aru itu do ahibole laga assembly talks kante to ekta assembly talks, that is March 19 to 25 koikena tate hobole thakiate itu la oporte bi NLTV Act la oporte bi kotha koribo aru itu NLTV Act so partially uthai dibole la kotha koribo koikena itu jani pai ase to itu laga oporte, that is CFD aru NPCC, that is the Christian Forum for Dimapur takhan pra aru NPCC pra pura condemn kore ase to khushi napa janai ase takhan pra koi ase that the government pra to NLTV Act to uthabole laga chinta na kuri kena pura bhal pra ekdam strict pra NLTV Act to state te pradesh te chulabo lage koi ase aru CFD pra ekta press release te takhan janai she that itu press release te takhan koi ase itu NLTV Act to state te bhal pra chulai jabole thakia samede takhan ulta itu uthabole laga bhapna kore to ekta bishi dangor ekta problem anibo nishna ase koise to aru takhan press release pa itu janai she that takhan ekta pastors kan la conference bi ahia samede, that is May 20 2022 de lobo nishna ase aru takhan pra koise takhan hohai dibo kushe moto dibo kushe government ke through prayers and through their support takhan itu NLTV Act to bhalwa strict pa imply korobole strict pa chulabole pradesh te pura liquor alcohol kan sell kuriya la alcohol kan kinia laga alcohol bikri kuriya laga kha laga itu kan sob bon koribole kane takhan hohai aru modot koribo koi kana koi ase itu pra takhan itu NLTV Act to uthabole bhabna nokuri kena pradesh la government ke request kori ase that this NLTV Act should be strictly applied in the state. Our NPCC President K. Terry pra arobi koshe taiba koshe, that is NPCC President K. Terry pra janaisha that NLTV Act to itu pradesh te manhan ke bishi to children's kan ke aro alcohol addicts kan ke madness ekta create kore ko ase. Although NLTV Act to bishi din pra 1989 te itu law to dia same bishi same ushe hole bi state te backdoor pra lobbying han kuri kena lokai kena bishi alcohol kan sell kuria aro import export bahar te bikri kuria bahar te pra ania aro inika mafia ekta chuli ase kushe NPCC president pra ko ase itu mafia kan to bishi dangor pra Nagaland Pradesh te chulai janishna dikhi pai ase kushe to itu pra Pradesh la manu khan ke Pradesh khan la janta khan ke bi bishi luksan kuri ase manu khan la children's khan la future destroy kuriya laga ase kushe to itu pra state government ke NPCC president pra taibra janaisha that this NLTV Act to bhalbar strict wa chulabi ki karne kule to itebi jodi pradesh te bhalbar sai jaise kule to bishi gates khan ala khan ke track down kurshe kule to bishi liquors khan bishi pabo nishna ase kushe to itu pra duita forum prabi that is NPCC aro CFD duita prabi milikena itu NLTV Act to government pra uthabole la bhabna kore to nuthai kena pura bhalbar strictly cholabo lage koi kena koi ase. Let's move on to the next news. AFSPA extended in Assam for 6 more months. The Assam government on Tuesday said it had extended the controversial Armed Forces Act 1958 in the entire state for 6 more months with effect from February 28. The act empowers security forces to conduct operations anywhere and arrest anyone without any prior warrant. It also gives a certain level of immunity to the security forces in case of an operation going wrong. After reviewing the law and order situation in Assam in the 6 past months, the state government has declared that the entire state of Assam as a disturbed area up to the 6 months with effect from 28/02/2022 unless withdrawn earlier. An official release said on Tuesday. The Assam government had last extended the disturbed area status of the state for another 6 months with effect from August 28 last year, thereby continuing the application of the AFSPA. The AFSPA was imposed in Assam in November 1990 and has been extended every 6 months since then after a review by the state government. Chief Minister Hemanta Biswa Sarma said that on January 1, the army was virtually withdrawn from Assam except for 5 to 6 districts when AFSPA would come for renewal. The state government would take some pragmatic decision. As far as AFSPA is concerned, Assam will see some rationalizations in 2022. How and when, we don't know. But I am an optimistic man. We are looking at 2022 as a year of hope, and there will be some positive moments regarding AFSPA, he said. Civil society groups and rights activists have been demanding withdrawal of the draconian law from the Northeast, claiming violation of human rights by the armed forces. The cry to repeal the act gained renewed momentum following the death of 14 civilians in firing by security forces in a botched anti-insurgency operation and retaliatory violence in Mon district of Nagaland on December 4 last year. Ito ayatu laga news teto mainly AFSPA laga oporte focus korise aru yate janai ase that Assam TV in the state of Assam 6 months karne itu AFSPA to aru extend kujek for choi moina karne Assam de AFSPA, that is Armed Forces Special Powers Act to aru extend kujek. In a news janai said that Assam de this special act Armed Forces Special Powers Act, that is 1958 to 1990 de apply kurse 1990 de chulai shekuse aru itu pichite hodai same choi moina koikena extend kurikena ahi thaki ase. To itu laga samete joa August 28 te itu last year August 28 te aru 6 months karne extend kurikena ahi samete ita khotom hobole takse hole bi itu khotom hobole la samete aru government pra Assam te choi moina karne aru extend kori dishe aru disturbed area laga tagged to aru belai dishe Assam laga oporte. Itu laga oporte Assam laga Chief Minister Hemanta Biswa Sarma bari kotha koise that army khantu etia olop hatai jai nishna thakse Assam te ina koina janase aru tai pra koise this it's okay koise tai pra koise Assam te do 2020 te do bhal sal ahi bonishna ase koise tai do optimistic manu ekta ase koise aru etu do choi moina cholai ja piste te do aru nachula bonishna ase koikena yade janai ase aru mohan jani ase joa sal ekta bishi dangor hatsa te AFSPA cholai ja samede army khan pra kinika oting te 14 civilians can get monde oting de kiniga oting tirula hatsade 14 civilians can get morai dishe itu laga oporte bishi civil societies kan pra northeast laga alak civil societies kan pra itu AFSPA to hatabole pura northeast pra Assam pra hoikena Nagaland pra hoikena pura northeast pra hatabole kane mang kori dekhse to itu samede civil societies kan pra aro yate Assam pra bi hatabole karne mang kori samede itu aro extend kori dia to ta kan bi mon khushi napa janai ase. And that's all for the print preview section. Let's move on with the next segment for the episode. Now it's time to look back into the past and turn the pages of time and have a look at what happened today in the yesteryears.
Nelson Mandela was elected Deputy President of the African National Congress on March 2, 1990.
अब खो सा गया हूँ मैं, दिखने रहे कोई रास्ता। तू जब मेरे पास था तू ही बस खास था। अब खो सा गया हूँ मैं, दिखने रहे कोई रास्ता। रातें अब कटती नहीं, बातें आजकल होती नहीं। कहने को है बहुत कुछ पर तू तो मेरे साथ नहीं, चल वो भी सही। हर बार मैंने तुझे रुलाया, बिन सोचे बहुत कुछ सुनाया। यादों को तूने फट से बुलाया। हाँ मैंने बोला था जिंदगी से तू चली जा, प्यार क्या होता है तूने ही तो सिखाया। बिन तेरे कैसे रहना तूने नहीं सिखाया, रातों को कैसे कटनी ये तू बता जा। तू जब मेरे पास था तू ही बस खास था। अब खो सा गया हूँ मैं, दिखने रहे कोई रास्ता। तू जब मेरे पास था तू ही बस खास था। अब खो सा गया हूँ मैं, दिखने रहे कोई रास्ता। तेरे साथ हो रहा था गलत, शायद मैं इन इंसान ही गलत। वक्त रहते भी गए तू पलट, मैं भी रात जैसे गए तू पलट। तुझे है पता मेरी बुरी थी हालत, मुझे बस थी तेरी ही दौलत। अब दर्द से सिर जाता मेरा फट, आंखों में आंसू और टूटा मेरा दिल। अंधेरों में अकेला हूँ, खुद को करता फिल। अब दोस्तों के साथ कम करता हूँ मैं चिल, हेटर्स को रोज करता हूँ मैं किल। सबको है पता मैं बना रहा मैं फिल। छोटी सी उम्र में सीखा मैंने बहुत कुछ, जब तू साथ थी तब मैं था बहुत खुश। टूटा मेरा दिल जब सोचा मैंने बहुत कुछ, उसने बोला मैं कभी कर नहीं पाया उससे खुश। तू जब मेरे पास था तू ही बस खास था। अब खो सा गया हूँ मैं, दिखने रहे कोई रास्ता। तू जब मेरे पास था तू ही बस खास था। अब खो सा गया हूँ मैं, दिखने रहे कोई रास्ता। अगर तुझसे प्यार होता ही नहीं, दिल तेरा मेरा ऐसे टूटता ही नहीं। खोया हूँ मैं क्यों छोड़ा तेरा साथ, मुझे है पता बुरा हुआ तेरे साथ। तू जब मेरे पास था तू ही बस खास था। अब खो सा गया हूँ मैं, दिखने रहे कोई रास्ता। तू जब मेरे पास था तू ही बस खास था। अब खो सा गया हूँ मैं, दिखने रहे कोई रास्ता। तू रहना खुश उसके साथ जो देने लगा है तेरा साथ। सब बोलने लगे लिल भूल जा उसे, तू ही बता कैसे भूलूं तुझे। हर वक्त रहेगी तू मेरे दिल में, भूल नहीं पाऊंगा इस जन्म में। गलती मैंने की मिल ली है सजा, हाल मेरे दिल का है रब को पता।
Well, viewers, that was a new segment from our episode. That was actually Viewers Corner, and that was indeed a good one from Khalid Skidder, also known as Lil Nick from Dimapur. But dear viewers, if you also want to be featured in our Viewers Corner, do send us your videos via Good Morning Nagaland, or you can WhatsApp us at 88766292268. Now it's a time to move on to our favorite segment, that is Morning Melody.
Shushu media non kira John Audan Kimai Munir Ani Apoda Puja Minyanir Metauda Arla the Gainer Show Amodan Na Jomar Gainer Shushu media non Arla Dimili Palaber Jevi non Ayerdam Dalang Hablaber Uyang Mamala Suru the Purta Chongla Naya Suru na Chongsaka Naya Mapula Gana Asang Ayerdam The Zaputsu Panuki Gangaya Zajibir Kinang Utsu Sagani Aji Sam Nung Amale Sagani Aji Sam Nung Amale Bimli Yang La Putagari Nininangi Mercenary Napagoka Nang Yanang yang la tao tu chai ni na nang e mercenary tao go ka nang ya nang sakle be tao go ka nang ya nang sakle be John out down ki mai mo near ani apo da go cha mi nyang near me tao da ai la den ke near show amo da da jor ke near the shaman sang come on long time potang our come on with the mirror salu tu ml tournament na yon yar panos na muta unos our aya ka watching makalau akidang kuye plik maluru ni te listen dia ni famous kamiru ayonga chon our chi tangi boken tang a ke ti se a chon tam song kimma kan out selir zo senjang angodo
Wonderful and funky beats. I hope our viewers enjoyed it. Dear viewers, this is all for the day, but let us check today's weather updates before we leave, and I wish you all a wonderful day.
Nagaland TV, Sop Manulaga Awas. Watch us live on Geo TV and on your television sets as well. For Dimapur viewers, we are on channel number 10 in Global Chapter, and for Kohima and Mokokchung viewers, switch to channel number 138 on